Hi everyone, I'm FM Greeno and welcome along to episode 5 of the Greeno Tour, where we're at our first club, Stirling Albion. As you can see, things are going pretty well for us this season. We are currently sat top of the league, just 1 point clear of Queen's Park, a couple of points clear of Edinburgh City, bit of a gap then to the teams below. If you take a look at the schedule, you can see that we have just lost our unbeaten record though. We went to Hampden to play Queen's Park and we lost 2-1. Again, we probably did deserve to lose, if I'm honest. Hopefully that won't have knocked confidence too much going into today's big game away against Dumbarton. Since we were together last, which was the Ayr United game in the Scottish Cup second round, we played a home game against Greeno, who were bottom of the table, and we could only scrape a draw against them, conceded pretty late on. We then went to Elgin City and had a very good 3-1 win, a couple of goals from Marcel Langer, one of which was a great free kick. Then we played, like I say, the Queen's Park game. So it's Dumbarton today. Let's go and see how we're set up for the game. Before we get into the setup of today's team too much, there are a couple of bits of transfer business to note. We're right at the end of the transfer window. We brought in a bunch of players on trial, one of which we are trying to sign at the moment, Lloyd Jones, who's a centre-half. Pretty solid looking player. Lots of decent attributes here. Last playing at Northampton, but has done the rounds of lower league teams on loan from Liverpool. So he looks like a good option if we can pick him up. We have also brought in Armstrong Occo Flex on loan from Celtic. Obviously, we have an affiliation with Celtic now, so we were able to pick up some of their youngsters. And he's a decent little option. Hearts, I think, are trying to sign him currently. So whether we'll keep him till the end of the season or not, I don't know. But while we've got him, I think he's a very good option for us. And the best news I think we've had is that Ryan, as you can see, out of contract at the end of the season, but he has literally just in the last 24 hours agreed a new contract. So he will be contracted to the club until the end of the 23 season. It's on a 2-year extension, so that's a really, really good piece of news for us. Pretty much the same setup as you would expect. We've brought Van Denemiel to play in at left back rather than Langer. We've moved Langer into this defensive midfield role. He seems to be doing a bit better there than he was at fullback. He scored a couple of great free kicks recently. He's doing really well. Occo Flex obviously comes in on the right-hand side, which means Hamash drops down to the bench. Anyway, let's get on with the game, see how we do. Here we are at Dumbarton. It's a ground I have been to myself, as I mentioned at the end of the previous episode. Oh no, Occo Flex is injured already. That's not good. A bruised knee. Okay, I think we are going to take him off. We got Hamash on the bench, so that's good enough. Yeah, so Dumbarton is the team I went to see when I'd been hoping to go and watch Stirling Albion. So I had to reschedule when they had a cup replay. And I went to watch Dumbarton against Peterhead. Oh, we've scored, Hamash. Brilliant. So yeah, it wasn't a great game. And it's a bit of a weird setup at Dumbarton. They've got one big stand, which holds a couple of thousand people. And that's it. There's nothing else on any of the other 3 sides. And the strange thing about it is Dumbarton has a big, big castle on a huge rock just behind the ground. And they've set the ground up so that the stand faces away from it. So it strikes me as a bit of an odd setup because, you know, if they'd put the stand on the other side of the pitch, you'd have not only the view of the pitch, but the castle too, which would be pretty spectacular. But as it is, they did it the other way round. It's right by some water as well. So it's a pretty windy old place. So yeah, the football I saw that day wasn't the greatest quality. However, that from Stirling Albion and Mitchell in particular with the finish was of the greatest quality. What a great goal that was. Ryan flicks the ball down to Bikey, pushes forward with the ball, knocks it inside to Ryan, finds Mitchell, and a lovely, cool, composed finish right into the bottom corner. And we're 2-0 up, away at Dumbarton. Now, Dumbarton are 1 league above us. They play in League 1, and they're about 4th or 5th in the league when I checked. So not a bad team. So for us to be 2-0 up against them is pretty damned impressive, I think. I was worried whether the confidence might take a bit of a knock, having lost our first game against Queen's Park in the last game, but it seems not. So we go into half-time with a 2-0 lead. I'm really, really happy with that. So I think we're going to not get too excited, But we're just going to tell them to keep it up, and that seems to have motivated most of them. So, more of the same in the second half. We're going to keep an eye on condition. Van Dannemeel here is struggling a little bit. He's having a very good game for a fullback, though. As you can see, Connor's a 6.4. Van Dannemeel's on a 7.2 currently. Oh dear, that's a goal back for Dumbarton right after half-time. Okay. Is this the start of a comeback for them? It could well be. Kitonga there, even though he's injured, making a good run on the overlap, and that's a great ball in, and a very, very well-placed header from McCluskey. Okay, so we mustn't rest on our laurels here. It's a 2-1 lead now. Just wondering about whether we should make a change or not at this stage. Everyone seems to be doing okay. Morale is decent. I am a little bit concerned about Van Dannemeel's condition, but for now, it's all right, I think. We'll stick with it. I don't really want to make changes for the sake of it. 15 minutes to go, and we are still 2-1 up. De La Paz with a goal kick here. Dumbarton win the ball. Bikey gets it, though. Can he find Ryan? He can. Is Ryan going to get through and finish? Good save. And unfortunately, Ryan, in his chase for the ball, just knocks it out. So let's have a little look here. Mitchell, they say, is tired, but I'm loath to take him off. He's one of our best players. Van Dannemeel is now very tired, so perhaps that's a change we ought to be looking at. We do have a left back on the bench. Do we put... Oh yeah, I think we're going to put Langer back there, and we'll bring on a midfielder instead. So we will bring on Bufana to play in that maybe not the half-back role. He'll play as a defensive midfielder. That'll do for now. I think we may well look at making some time-wasting adjustments in a moment once this highlight plays out. And Connor gets the ball in. Ryan looks offside to me there, and he is. Great finish, though. Unfortunately, that's ruled out. So we're going to stop the overlap there. We are going to put the tempo down. We are definitely going to start time wasting a little bit less width. Just try and tighten things up a little bit with these last 5 minutes. Okay, well, we know he was offside there. Just a couple of minutes to go then. I wonder how much stoppage time there's going to be. We do have throw in here. Cleared. Can we make that? Yes. Mitchell on the ball now. Finds Hamash. Can he get a cross in? He can. Ryan is there, and he has scored. His 23rd of the season. That makes it 3-1 with just a couple of minutes to go, and surely that's going to put us in the hat for the 4th round. Great work here by Hamash. Took his time, waited for the right moment to get the crossover, and it was a great header from Ryan. And so that's 3-1. And for the second time in this cup competition, we are going to put out higher league opposition. And I think we've deserved to as well. We've had the better of the game, more chances, much higher XG. I'll take that all day long. So once again, here we are for the Scottish Cup draw. This is the 4th round this time. Unfortunately, Rangers were knocked out by Motherwell in the 3rd round, so that's one big potential payday gone. Still a couple of teams from our league in here. Edinburgh City are still here. Queen's Park are still here. Everyone else is from leagues above. So let's see who we end up with this time. So Arbroath out first against Alloa. Dundee United against Stirling. Okay, that's not a bad draw. We'll get a few quid out of that, I'm sure. Celtic end up with Motherwell. So Motherwell not having the easiest of tasks in this year's cup. Rangers in the one round and then Celtic in the next, but they won't mind, I'm sure. Yeah, so Dundee United, that's going to be a great game for us. So looking ahead at the schedule, that Dundee United game has been scheduled in for the 20th of February, and I guess we're going to have to come back for that one, aren't we? It's a huge game for us. Another big step up from Ayr or Dumbarton. Dundee United, they're a decent side, aren't they, you know? Paul Lambert in charge. Currently 8th in the Scottish Premiership. Yeah, that's going to be a real challenge for us. So we'll come back for that game. A couple of league games to fit in between. And then depending on how we do against Dundee United, we'll try and whiz through a bit more of the season. Well, I hope you enjoyed today's episode. It was a very, very strong performance against higher league opposition, wasn't it? If you have enjoyed it, please drop a like on the video for me. And if you've got any comments about this episode in particular or the series as a whole, I would love to see them below. And of course, if you're not yet subscribed to the channel, please consider doing so. This save with Stirling Albion is proving a lot of fun so far. We'll probably be here another season or two before moving on to pastures new. Of course, we've got the Mighty Magyars, my save with the Hungarian national team, also running on the channel. So, yeah, lots of content for you to enjoy. Right, it just remains for me to thank you for watching, and I will see you soon away at Dundee United for some more action with Stirling Albion. Bye for now.